Tips on how to deal with stress. Now, dealing with stress is something that we all have to go through. And stress doesn't always need to be a bad thing because sometimes it can help you take the necessary course of action. However, today I want to spend just a few moments talking about some of the bad stress that we experience. The one that gives you a headache, the one that makes you come home and where you're agitated enough that you can kick something around the house or even yell at a stranger, and then to give you some tips on how to deal with such stresses. Now what causes stress? Now, stress can be triggered by many things, 101 different things out there. Whether it's at home, you've got too much going on at home. Whether it's high demand at work. Whether it's having to juggle and spin many plates simultaneously, and you feel like you're losing control. Now, whatever the stresses that you have, one of the key questions that you need to ask yourself when you have 101 things going at 100 miles per hour in your mind is the things that you're stressing about. Is it something that you can actually change in this moment in time? Meaning, is there something you could do right now in this instance to help the situation be better? If the answer is no, then you need to let go of that stress and stop worrying about it and focus on those stresses that you can have control over, and whereby if you take an action, it will help better the situation and resolve it maybe. Now, handling stress isn't as simple as that because it takes a lot of effort to develop a habit of being able to identify those stresses that you can have a control over and actually do something about versus all the pointless stress, as I call it. Now, there are a lot of ways of managing stress, and you need to find not just one but multiple ways of dealing with your stress whereby it works for you. A technique or two that works for you to relieve that stress. Now, that could be going for massages, doing yoga, going for a jog. Some do. For me, I'd go swimming, and that helps me release stress. Some people go to the gym and work out, and that helps them. Some people use a stress ball, and massaging it in their hands is enough to release that stress. But developing the habit of identifying those stresses that you can have a control over, where you can change the situation, versus the pointless stress where you have no control over. If you can do that, you will notice how your stress levels reduces dramatically and instantly. And developing that technique is going to be key. And then having those regular things that you can do to help manage those stress. If you can do those two things, identify those stresses that you can control, and then have a plan on how to tackle that, letting go of those pointless stresses and knowing that you can not do anything, so there's no point you stressing about it, and having the certain coping mechanisms in place so you can go out there and actually relieve the stress. You do those three things, then you will see, but you have to want to do this, by the way, then you will notice an instant change in how much stress you're going to be carrying on your shoulders and your head, and how you will feel a lot better and a lot lighter.